United States Tobacco Company, makers of Old Briar Pipe Tobacco, Model Pipe Tobacco, Encore Cigarettes, Sano Cigarettes, and Sano Cigars present Martin Kane, Private Eye, starring Lee Tracy.
Charlie? Where are you? Charlie, what? You screwball, I thought you were dead.
What's the matter, Ben?
What's the idea?
Just taking my Varan exercises.
No.
You came in at the wrong moment. I was completely at rest.
You and this stupid Varan coat, you're getting to be the laughing stock of the office.
Sure. My comic strip appearing in over 600 newspapers, and they're laughing. Ben, if your syndicate didn't have adventures in crime, you'd be studying the bankruptcy law.
Okay, I don't deny it. But if you don't stop this story that you're doing now, I'll still be studying them.
Is something worrying you, Ben?
You know there is. Now look, you didn't make up this story. It's true. It's based on that Parker murder case of a few months ago. And just to prove to you that you're not getting away with anything, here are some of the letters that have come in. Our readers have spotted it.
So?
So you've got to stop it right away. Parker's murder was never solved. You can't play around with the thing like
Easy,
this.
Ben, easy.
Oh.
You ought to try some of my Varan exercises. They really relax you, give you a new perspective on life.
No, never mind all that. How do you think you're going to finish this strip?
Very simply. I'm going to name the murderer.
You what?
I said I'm going to name the murderer.
Why, I heard you, but it doesn't make sense.
I'm afraid it does. You see, I've been given some information that tells me who murdered Parker.
Have you told the police?
I can't. I don't have proof. The murderer is someone I've put into the strip. Day by day, I'm letting them know they're going to be exposed.
But anyone who read about the case can recognize the people you're drawing. Why, you've just changed the names a little. You're going to swamp us in lawsuits.
And orders for my work.
Oh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Ben, I'll
But
finish
Charlie,
my work.
I can't...
Goodbye, friend.
I swear, Charlie, there's only one explanation for this. You're in some kind of a stupid trance.
It's terrible. This woman here looks just like I do. Even the name's almost the same. Everyone who reads this is going to know that it's Paula Parker, that he means me.
This is more of an insult than I can bear. This man with you. It is I, Baron Alex Louis de Maison. How dare this impudent fool caricaturize me?
Trying to say that I didn't love my husband. But I'm glad he's dead. It's like saying that I killed him.
And this? Why, Paula, he calls me a fortune hunter who's only interested in the widow's inheritance.
He's making us both suspects. Now, why? What can he know?
The police will investigate us all over again.
We can't possibly be married now, all this publicity. I'm sorry, Alex, but I'm afraid we're just going to have to wait. Answer that, will you?
But, Paula,
Go on, don't make a fuss.
Yes? Out of my way. Mrs. Parker,
Mr. Ames.
have you seen this morning's Globe?
Oh, yes, indeed.
It's an outrage, a blasted outrage.
But what can we do about
Well,
it?
I'm going to sue this Charlie Todd for every cent he's got. At first, I wasn't sure it was your husband's murder he was working on, but after today, why, this is me he's drawn. There's no doubt about it anymore.
We're in it also.
Look here, you. As far as I'm concerned, you're responsible for a great deal of this.
What do you mean by that?
John Parker was my law associate for 15 years. When he found out that you were seeing his wife, the news almost killed him, and maybe it did.
Are you trying to say that I murdered
I can't
him?
prove it, but something tells me we're about to find out one way or the other.
Alex is innocent. All I'm interested in now is getting Charlie Todd to stop these drawings. When you're a lawyer, you think of something.
I'm suing him all right, but that won't prevent him from publishing.
What are you doing?
I'm hiring a private investigator. We'll find out whether Charlie Todd was just dreaming this up or whether he really knows who the murderer is. Hello. Martin Kane?
Hello. Well, how did you know who I am?
I work for newspapers. You seem to be in them quite often.
Well, you're in them every day.
Oh, you're a fan of mine?
Oh, just since about 1 hour ago, someone started to pay me
For what?
to find out whether you're drawing on your imagination or on fact.
You wouldn't want me to spoil the end of the story, would you?
Mister, you're about to go off the deep end.
Am I?
Well, every day you're advertising to the killer that you're going to expose him. Now, what do you suppose he's doing? Sitting around playing marbles, waiting for you to put a rope around his neck?
I can handle myself.
Todd, are you trying to be dead?
A believer in Varan can't be harmed.
A what?
Oh, I thought you might have heard. I'm a follower of the great mystic, Varan.
Wait a minute. Is this phony setup here? Is that part of this cult business?
That's rather a harsh word, Mr. Kane.
Oh, why? This whole thing is enough to make a guy want to ask questions.
The leader is right here in New York, Mr. Kane, Varan himself. He can explain our beliefs better than I, a mere student.
Well, just give me the main pitch then. What's it all about?
We say that the only true way to happiness is to deny ourselves as many of the material things as possible.
Oh, brother.
You asked me and I told you. Now, if you're finished, I suggest you go.
Maybe I will. But you know, there used to be quite a good racket connected with this phony cult business. Milk a sucker for everything he's worth.
Now, just a minute.
Hey, you know that character Varan? He might have had the late Mr. Parker on a nice fat hook.
That's
huh?
not true.
Well, suppose I find out. Oh, those line drawings of yours. They could do with a little more work. Better get to it. See you, Todd.
Kane,
Yeah?
leave Varan alone.
Why?
That's my business. Just stay away from him.
Sorry.
What is it you wish?
I'm looking for the head man around here.
I am Varan.
So you were Charlie Todd's professor, huh?
Why have you come here?
I'm Martin Kane. I'm a private investigator, and I'd like to learn a little more about you and Charlie Todd. What is this cult business you started?
You have no complaint against me?
Oh, look now, that sign on the door out there. I never yet saw a fortune-telling dodge that was legitimate, so cult or no cult, you must be swindling a lot of suckers. Now, come on. What's it all about, huh?
But I must have money for my beliefs. There is truth in Varan.
Listen, my mystic friend, tune in your crystal ball and tell me what you know about the Parker murder case. Was he a client of yours?
I did not know him.
Was he bankrolling you?
No.
Well, phonies like you, you're always on the prowl for rich suckers to back your ideas. Now, what's behind that curtain? Have you got some sort of new gimmick to impress the customers?
I warn you, Mr. Kane. I did not know Mr. Parker. You're making a bad mistake. His murder was no concern of mine.
Okay, Buster. But it's Todd.
What is it? What happened to him?
I think he wants to ask you a question about the unknown. How do you make him alive again?
Hi, Hap.
Hi, Mary. Good to see you. How's the family?
Oh, just fine, thanks.
That's good.
Say, Hap, Dad came home last night with some Sano cigarettes you sold him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're wonderful. I've never tasted a better cigarette.
Well, I'm glad you like them, Mary. You see, Sano cigarettes are just as satisfying as they are sensible.
Sensible, are they? Well. Oh, do you say sensible because of this guarantee on the back of the pack?
That's right.
Guaranteed less than 1% nicotine. Verified by Stillwell and Gladding, analytical and consulting chemists.
The fact is, Sano cigarettes have less nicotine in the smoke than any other cigarette claims.
Oh, that's saying an awful lot.
Well, you see, Mary, some cigarettes depend upon extra length or special devices to keep part of the nicotine out of the smoke. And that's all right as far as it goes. But the makers of these Sano cigarettes remove the nicotine from the tobacco itself.
Oh, I see. Then if the nicotine isn't in the tobacco, it can't get into the smoke.
Exactly, by actual scientific measurement. Sano cigarettes have less than 1/10 of 1% nicotine in the smoke.
Well, I don't know how they can do it and still make such a good-tasting cigarette. I'll take 2 packs.
All right, Mary, 2 packs of Sano cigarettes. There you are. Thank you very much, and say hello to the folks for me,
I
you?
will have.
Bye-bye, Mary.
Goodbye.
Stop in till we get.
Oh, hello, Hap. How's business?
Bustling, and yours?
Well, we've got another unsolved murder case.
Mm-hmm.
Someone put a couple of slugs into the artist, Charlie Todd.
Charlie Todd, wasn't that the guy who was using the Parker case for a story?
Yes, and this one's going to be rough for Marty. He was hired to find out if Todd was bluffing.
Well, what will Marty do now?
I don't know.
Hi, kid.
Oh, yeah.
I have. I just phoned headquarters. Ballistics has a report on a murder gun.
Well, I guess I'd better take a look at it. So long, Hap.
Yeah, say hello to Marty when you get up. See him. Yes, sir. What'll it be?
Let me have a pouch of Old Briar pipe mixture, will you?
Right you are, sir. Old Briar, the master mixture of rare flavor and aroma for a man who wants real smoking enjoyment.
You can say that again. I always get it from Old Briar. 15 cents?
Exactly. Thank you very much. Come in again.
I don't understand it, Kane. Who killed Charlie Todd?
Same person who killed your associate, John Parker.
Because Todd was about to reveal the name of the murderer.
No other answer?
Well, there must be a clue. Where was Todd shot and when?
We don't know.
This Varan person. Why don't the police arrest him?
No evidence. Tell me, Ainsley, didn't Parker ever say anything to you about Varan?
No.
Did you know of him?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Well, reasonably so. Parker and I were associates, but we kept our personal lives completely apart. Yes, the way it looks now is that the murderer has completely protected himself. We'll never get the answer from Charlie Todd now. Excuse me. Yes? This is he speaking. Who? Oh, I see. What? Well, how did that happen? Oh, I see. Excuse me a moment. Just a moment, please. Hey, and this is Ben Madison, Charlie Todd's boss. He said that a comic strip just arrived at his office.
Well?
It's Charlie Todd's.
What? Give me that. Hello, Mr. Madison. This is Martin Kane. I'm handling this case for Mr. Ainsley. Hold on to whatever you've got. I'm coming right over. This could be a break.
Never expected Mr. Kane. Worked from a dead man. Came by messenger. You know, most comic strip artists have their work in months in advance, but not Charlie. It was all I could do to get his in a week ahead of publication.
Yeah, but the only thing that interests me is the background. Like an artist's studio. Looks like Charlie Todd. Say, that could be a clue.
But why?
Well, it could be that whoever murdered Parker had been in this studio at one time.
Well, if that's true, that might be how Todd knew his identity.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Something happened there to make Todd sure of his facts. That's why he started a new sequence of this comic strip. Only to get killed for it.
No.
There.
Where are you going?
Mr. Madison, that drawing is an engraved invitation. I am searching that studio like I'd lost my laundry ticket in it. Well, is that it, or do we go around again?
Had not suspected your skill in judo, Mr. Kane.
What are you doing here?
I was merely protecting Mr. Todd's property. I thought you a burglar.
Why was Todd in such a hurry to see you just before he was killed?
I do not know.
Maybe he was trying to protect you from something.
He was nothing, just a pupil of mine.
Oh, yeah. Gives me an angle. Maybe Todd wanted to tell you something that, in case anything happened to him, you could use it.
Come here.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
Ah. Guy tried to go through a red light.
You okay, Marty?
Yeah.
Is this the traffic violator you were talking about?
Uh-huh. He drives a truck. I don't think he's even got a license. You better book him, Lieutenant. I'm afraid he's going to come in handy.
Take him in, Sergeant.
Okay, Mike, let's go. I'm going to give you a free ride downtown.
Well, I got your message to come here. What happened? I mean, besides your hurt feelings.
Well, I think I'm getting the drift of things, Lieutenant.
Come on, Marty. Don't hold out on me.
This, guy who lived here, Todd, he's
Yeah?
a weirdie. He does completely unorthodox things.
Yeah, doesn't he?
But all the same, just like the rest of us, has to make a living. And I think that his comic strip business is his compromise with reality.
What's the point, Marty?
Just this. Proctor's death, and now Todd's, is connected in some way with this Varan cult or the comic strip.
Which do you figure?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
What is it?
Look.
Diamond earring.
Worth a few bucks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say, Lieutenant, do you mind if I take care of this for just a little while?
What are you going to do with it, Marty?
That's the answer to one of the things I was looking for. I don't think that Todd knew anything about this Parker case until the murderer told him.
Oh, Marty, I don't get it. Why should the killer confess to him?
For a very good reason, Lieutenant. And in approximately 1/2 an hour, we're going to know the reason why.
Hey, Marty, what's going on here?
Just give me 1/2 an hour, Lieutenant. That's all I need. I'm going to check a certain party's bank account.
But, Paula, I must marry you immediately. I won't hear of any further postponement.
Alex, I told you we'd have to wait. All this publicity, Charlie Todd's death, it just wouldn't be right now.
But I insist.
What's the matter, darling? You owe that much money.
Do I what?
Charlie Todd said you were nothing but a fortune hunter. Maybe he came to the right conclusion.
Next thing, you'll be accusing me of your husband's murder.
She just might, Baron.
How dare you?
Don't worry, you can accuse her right back.
Just because Mr. Ainsley hired you doesn't give you the right to come bursting in here, Mr. Kane.
Well, I have a very good reason. And not that I want an inventory of your jewelry, but do you happen to have a pair of diamond earrings?
Why, yes.
Where are they?
In the safe.
May I see them?
Why?
It's quite important.
Very well. Right. Well, here's one of them. And the other? It isn't here.
Is this it?
Where did you get it?
Charlie Todd's studio.
Studio, but I've never been there in my life.
Well, how did this get there?
Well, I don't know.
He stole it. He's trying to trick you, Paula.
Why don't you go away?
Mr. Kane, I wasn't there. I wasn't.
Well, let's see what Charlie Todd has to say.
But he's dead.
Yes, but he foresaw his death. And every day a messenger brings another piece of his work to Mr. Madison's office, and tonight the final installment is due, naming the murderer. So, won't be long now.
Yes? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought my secretary was out there. Something I can do for you, sir?
A great deal, Mr. Ainsley. I'm Ben Madison. Now, about that libel suit that you've
I
filed
think you
against...
better wait until we meet in the courtroom.
Now,
Mr.
just a
Madison.
minute. I only want to give you the facts. It'll save both of us a lot of trouble.
Yes, after being libeled by that maniac Todd, I think it's a little late for explanations.
Oh, I don't know that I'd call it libel.
Yes, well, being a lawyer, I think I'm a better judge of that.
Oh, no, Mr. Ainsley. If Todd names you as the killer, and you can prove otherwise, you've got a case. If you can't
Just
prove
a
it...
minute. Are you accusing me of murder?
All I know is that the last installment of Todd's work will be in my office tonight. We'll get our answers soon enough. Good night, Mr. Ainsley.
Just a moment.
Yes?
What is your part in this affair?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, how do we know that these last drawings were really drawn by Charlie Todd?
They were Todd's, all right.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe your part in this could stand a little investigation.
Go ahead. Investigate all you like. But don't be surprised if you get nothing but trouble.
Hey, Marty. What are we doing here anyway?
Stop worrying, Lieutenant. I arranged with Mr. Madison to use his office. Hey, this is a nice one.
Look, would you mind telling me just what's going on here?
Why not?
Well?
In a few minutes, Lieutenant, that door is going to open. And when it does, we'll know who the murderer is.
More and more people who enjoy the good things in life are turning to Encore cigarettes. Mrs. John Lawrence Poole, for example, prominent socialite of New York and Narragansett, prefers Encore to all other filter cigarettes. Like so many other people of discerning judgment, Mrs. Poole has discovered that Encore is the one filter cigarette that filters the smoke, but not the taste. And the reason for Encore's increasing popularity lies in this improved filter mouthpiece. It gives you the full protection of a filter mouthpiece, but more than that, it's especially designed to let you enjoy the full satisfaction of Encore's superb tobaccos. In short, Encore is the one filter cigarette you can really taste. So for those of you who want the advantages of filtered smoking at its unparalleled best, insist on Encore, not only for the full protection of a filter mouthpiece, but for the full satisfaction of superb tobaccos as well. Buy a pack of Encore cigarettes tomorrow.
I'll get the lights. What's the matter, Mrs. Parker? Couldn't you wait to read the end of the comic strip in the paper?
We didn't do anything.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Kane, tell him we're innocent.
It's all a mistake.
You're coming here, Mrs. Parker, trying to steal the last few installments of the story. Well, all I can say is, I'm glad you did.
Hey, Marty, what are you talking about?
The only reason that she's here is to find out the name of the person that Todd named as the killer.
Well, who did he name?
Her.
What?
Take a look.
This is a lie.
Of course it is. The murderer paid Todd to do it.
Now, wait a minute, Marty. That diamond earring we found in the studio, it was hers.
Oh, that's all part of the same plan, Lieutenant. See, we were supposed to think that she had killed Todd to shut him up permanently. But the murderer took care of that little detail himself.
But who did it, Mr. Kane? Who is the murderer?
Get your hands off of me.
Perfect, Sergeant. Right on cue.
What's the idea, Kane? The officer here says that you told him to arrest me.
I hate to do this to anyone who has already paid me a fee, but a man who kills two people...
You're out of your mind.
Oh, no, Mr. Ainsley. You are it.
I can't believe it. He was my husband's best friend.
Yeah. Until he started juggling the firm's books around like an acrobat, Parker found out and you had to kill him to save yourself.
Shut up. Easy.
I also checked on some other books, Mr. Ainsley, bank books. You knew that Todd had one devotion in his life, the teachings of the mystic Varan. You got Todd to do exactly what you wanted him to do with that comic strip, but only after you paid Varan $50,000. I investigated your bank account. I saw the record of the canceled check. And do you remember, Mr. Ainsley, do you remember telling me that you had never even heard of Varan?
I'd have paid you anything not to talk.
Easy, Mouse.
Why didn't you come to me?
Let go, mister.
Let go.
Lieutenant,
Yeah, Marty?
I am a very disappointed man.
Disappointed?
Yeah. If only I could draw. Think of all the characters I know.
Fred Utel speaking, reminding you to tune in Martin Kane, Private Eye, starring me, Tracy, at the same time next week. Brought to you by United States Tobacco Company. Martin Kane, Private Eye, has been selected to be shown to our armed forces overseas.